Hello, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really quick and easy pot holder. So this one, here, I have a pot here, whoops. This one fits about a 6-inch pot, and I can show you how to make it larger as well, but it fits perfectly, if you can see around here. And so I'll show you how to modify if you'd like to make it larger, but this one will fit that and also my smaller one. So what you will need today is some t-shirt yarn, and I used Big Twist t-shirt yarn from Joann's. Now it's not available anymore through Joann's. I'm not sure if Hirschner's, Michael's, Mary Maxim will carry this, but you can get t-shirt yarn from anywhere. I get it from Michael's as well. This one I made with spaghetti yarn, t-shirt yarn, and it's a little bit thicker, so I had to do one less round, and I'll talk about that when we get there as well. So you can see they both fit the 6-inch pot, but this one is thicker, this one's thinner. And yes, the t-shirt yarn can be hard to pull through sometimes, but I feel like it's worth it. It's so stable and sturdy, and it really makes a cute pot holder. So let's go ahead and get started with what you will need. I used about 40 yards of the t-shirt yarn, and that's about 3.7 ounces of the Big Twist. And then you will need a 9mm hook, some scissors, and a yarn needle to sew in your ends. All right, so let me get my yarn and we'll get started. Okay, I hope the background noise isn't too bothersome. I have my window open and I know you can hear the birds and cicadas. But you can also put me on mute if you'd like. I'm going to have all the instructions written on the screen here, so feel free to mute me and just follow along on the screen. So we will start with a magic circle, and if you're not comfortable with that or unfamiliar, I will put a little card right up here. You can click on that and it will take you to a video showing you how to do that quickly. But I'll show you here how I do mine. You just put your yarn over your 3 fingers, and we're going to wrap it around and make an X on the back of our hand. You can hold it down with your pinky there, and then just go underneath this first piece here with your hook and over this one. And you're just going to pull through and kind of twist up. And then we're going to chain, that's your magic circle. You can pull this off your hand now if you'd like, but to keep it a little more sturdy, we're going to chain 1, and you'll just go under this piece here and do your chain 1. And then you can pull it off your hand. You have your circle here, and this part will just pull a little bit to tighten it. And you can pull that throughout if it's getting too loose. And then from here, for the first round, we're going to do a modified puff stitch, which just means we're going to only pull through twice. And if you don't know how to do the puff stitch, don't worry, I'll show you. But normally for a puff, you pull through like 3 or 4 times. We're just going to do it twice. So what you want to do is make sure that your tension is real loose here, because we're going to have to pull through several pieces. So just kind of loosen this up a little bit. And we're going to yarn over and go into this magic circle, and then yarn over and pull up a loop, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook. And we're going to do that one more time. So yarn over, go into the magic circle, yarn over, and pull up a loop. And now you'll have 5 loops on your hook. So you want to, make sure that your tension is loose. Now we're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops on our hook. And with the t-shirt yarn, sometimes it feels a little tight, but if you pull up, I promise it will just go straight through. I had to work at that when I first was learning puff stitches. It was just so tight I could not get through, but just keep practicing and you'll get it. Okay, and then from here we're going to chain 1. And then we're just going to repeat this. We're going to do 6 puff stitches inside the magic circle, and each one will be followed with a chain 1. So I'll do one more with you. We're going to yarn over, go inside the circle, yarn over and pull up a loop, and make sure you're pulling up tightly, or not tightly. And then one more time, yarn over, go back into the circle, yarn over and pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 5. Just kind of wiggle your way through, and then chain 1. So now we have 2 puff stitches and 2 chain stitches in between. And we're going to do that 4 more times, and you'll end with a chain 1. So go ahead and pause the video and do your other 4, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, I did all 6, so I'm going to pull my circle tight here. So we'll tighten them up like that. And we're going to slip stitch to the first puff stitch that we made. Okay, so that's right over here. We're just going to slip stitch in there to close up our circle. And this is what it should look like. So we will move on to round 2, and we're going to chain up 1, and then we're going to do 2 puff stitches, just like we did the modified, in between each of the puffs from before. So you're going to kind of do it into the chain 1 space that we did before. Now you could go right into this chain, like this is the chain here, because we slip stitched into the top of the puff stitch. So this is chain, here's the chain, chain. It's the smaller of the stitches. You could go right into that, or you can go in between the puff stitches, whatever is easiest for you. Alright, so we're going to do 2 puff stitches in between there, and it is going to get tight, but it will, this is the last round of puff stitches, and then we're going to do something else that will be easier. So I'm just going to go in between the 2 and do my modified puff. Make sure you're pulling up quite a bit. Yarn over, pull through, and then chain 1, and then we're going to go right back into that same space and do another modified puff. And I know this yarn is a little finicky because it's like spandex. There we go, and chain 1, and then we'll do the same thing all the way around, and at the end of this round you should have 12 puff stitches and 12 chain 1s, and we'll end with a chain 1. Alright, so I'll see you after round 2. Alright, I'm at the end of round 2, and we are going to slip stitch to that very first stitch. And this is where we're at. Okay, so for round 3, we're going to chain up 2, and we're going to double crochet into the top. Okay, so now you can see we have like our puff stitch and then our chain 1, our puff stitch and our chain 1. So we've already slip stitched to the top of the puff stitch. So here's our 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And so each part has, I'm just trying to make this a little bit easier, each part has 4 stitches, right? The puff, the chain 1, the puff, the chain 1. So for the very first one, we're going to do a double, this chain 2 does not count as a double crochet. We're going to do a double crochet into that same space, into the top of the first puff stitch. Just do a double crochet. And then we're going to double crochet into the chain. And just bear with this yarn. And then we are going to double crochet into, or we're going to do 2 double crochet into this next stitch, which is the second puff stitch. We're going to do 2 double crochet there because we need to increase this round a little bit. So just go into that one and do 2. And then here's the chain, the last chain for that first part. We're going to do 1 double crochet there. And this is going to be our repeat around for each section. So I'll do one more section with you. Alright, so here's our puff stitch, the top of our puff stitch. Here's our chain, our puff stitch, and our chain for the next section. So we're going to do a double crochet into that first puff stitch from the previous round, and then a double crochet into the chain, and the chains are a little harder to get into, and then we're going to increase in the next puff stitch. So we'll do 2 double crochet in that next puff stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the last chain for that section. Okay, and this is going to be our repeat. So after this, we should have 30 stitches at the end of round 3. This is a little loose here, so I'm gonna fix that at the end. All right, so and we're gonna slip stitch at the end of this round. So we'll have 30 stitches, and I'll meet you back after round 3. At the end of round 3, we're going to slip stitch into the very first double crochet. Now remember, we did a chain 2 to start this round, so make sure you don't go into that. Just go into the first double crochet, and you should have 30 stitches. And we just have 2 more rounds to do. So for the next round, if you're using a thicker yarn, like a really thick yarn, like the spaghetti yarn, you're not going to have to do this 4th round. So you can just hold off and then just do the 5th round with us if you want. Unless you want it bigger, then you can follow this one too. But this is, you can see this kind of, hold on, let me zoom out a little bit. You can see the sizes of these are about the same, and this is one less round. Okay, just so you know. Alright, so for round 4, we're going to chain up 2, and we're going to double crochet in the first 5 stitches. Should be easier now, you don't have to go in between any puff stitches. And this does not count as a double crochet, our chain 2. Alright, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then after that, we're going to do an increase. So in the next stitch, we'll do 2 double crochet. And that will be your repeat pattern around for round 4. And at the end of round 4, you should have 35 stitches. And I will see you back when we get to the beginning. Alright, here we are at the end of round 4. So we will slip stitch to the top of the chain, first double crochet that we made, not the chain 2. Let's go ahead and slip stitch. You should have 35 stitches. And that's where we're at. So we're going to do just one more round, which is the finished round here, which kind of just finishes it off nicely. If you want to make yours larger, you can just keep repeating, like this last round we did 5 and then an increase. For the next round you would do 6 double crochet and then an increase, and that will take you all the way around. And if you want to make it even larger, then you'll just go up another round and do 7 double crochet and then an increase. Okay, so for as large as you'd like it, and then you can come and do the last round that we're going to do now. Alright, so for the last round, it's just, we're going to chain up 1, and we are going to do a reverse single crochet or a crab stitch just for the border, because it makes it look really nice and finished off. I'm going to drop something. It makes it look really nice and finished off. And this is a little awkward if you've never used it, especially with the t-shirt yarn, but we're just going to do a single crochet, but you go backwards. You go this way instead of this way. So we're going to go right into this very first one, and you just go into that stitch, yarn over and pull up your loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both. It's just a regular single crochet, but it kind of feels weird because you're going backwards. And then you'll go into the next one. If you loosen this a little bit, it's helpful. And you just go into the next one, yarn over, and do your single crochet. Okay, so we're just going to do that all the way around. You should have 35 when you're finished, 35 stitches when you're finished, and then we'll come back around to tie off. I just wanted to show you. It's kind of hard doing it like straight down on the table. I like to lift mine up when I'm working on it. So don't get discouraged if this feels a little awkward. It's mostly because of the t-shirt yarn, but you can kind of see how it's starting to form here. Right, so I'm just going to do a little bit with you, but I wanted to say thanks for watching the video. I hope this was helpful. I know this yarn is not the best to work with, but it looks so beautiful when it's done, so hopefully you stick it out. And I'd love for you to take a look at some of my other patterns, which are, I think I have over 150 videos now, and if you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you on the channel. You'll just get a notification whenever I post something. It's not, bothersome. It's not like I post 5 times a day or anything like that. It's usually every so often. But my goodness, here I am like, just stick with it. But also, if you could like this video, comment below and let me know how it worked for you or what yarn you used, what color you're making. I love to read comments, and if you do make it, I am at Creations Misfit on Instagram and TikTok. I would love for you to tag me in your project. But I appreciate you being here and watching, so thank you so much, and I'll see you at the end of this round. All right, I've come around to the end here, and if you want, you can just go ahead and slip stitch to the first and tie off here, but I'm going to do a little hang tag. So if you'd like to do that, all you have to do is just chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then I just slip stitch like right into, like, here's where we're at. I just slip stitch into this next piece here, or wherever you can get in, to be honest, is fine. But just go ahead and slip stitch there. Oh, you don't want to pull that around. Hold on one second. Let me see. Yeah, make sure your yarn is around the back. How the heck did I do this before? Okay. Slip stitch there. And then you can tie or cut your yarn. Let me find my scissors. And leave kind of a long piece to tie in. Okay, and then you have your hang tag. There. And I'm going to just weave this in through the back to finish off the project. So that's it. I hope this was helpful for you. And like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to have you on my channel. I have a lot of other, I'm just going to go through the back here. Make sure you pull that tight and then weave in through the back stitches. I have all kinds of like projects. I mean, big, small. I have blankets. I have yarn haul videos. I do yarn giveaways every so often, but mostly tutorials. I'm trying to think. I have a lot of plushies on there. I have home decor, baby stuff. I don't know. I've been doing a lot lately. Trying to get as many videos out as I can. I kind of learned mostly on YouTube, so I like to give back and make videos for people that are visual learners like myself. But yeah, if you make any of my projects, I'd love to see them. You can tag me at Creations Misfit on Instagram or TikTok. Trying to be more active over there on TikTok too. And then I'll just weave this in off camera. But there we are. You have your pot holder. So thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.